used to spend way too much time on tasks that should have taken minutes. Then I set up Claude Cowork and a lot of that just went away. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do the same thing, step by step. No experience needed. It takes about 10 minutes. Before we open the app or click anything, I want to make sure you understand what Cowork actually is, because if you go in without that context, the setup steps won't make much sense. You've probably used an AI chatbot before. You type a question, it gives you an answer. That's a conversation. Useful, but limited. Every time you start a new chat, the AI has no idea who you are, how you work, or what you did last time. Claude Cowork is built around a completely different idea. Instead of a chatbot you talk to, it's an agent you onboard. You teach it who you are, how you like to work, and what tools you use. Then it works for you consistently across sessions without you having to re-explain yourself every time. The way it's organized is through folders. Each folder is its own workspace, its own mini agent with its own personality, rules, and memory. You might have one for writing, one for client emails, one for research. Each behaves differently because you set it up differently. And it's not just text. Once you connect your apps, Cowork can access your Google Drive, read your Gmail, check your calendar, and act on things. Not just tell you about them, actually do them. Before we touch the app, there is one thing you need to know up front. Claude Cowork requires a paid plan. That means Pro, Max, Team, or Enterprise. The free version of Claude does not include Cowork access. Think of it like a gym membership. The free version lets you use the basic equipment, but if you want access to the full facility, the personal trainers, the specialized rooms, you need the full membership. Cowork is that full facility. It's where the real work happens. If you're not on the paid plan yet, go to Claude.ai and upgrade before continuing. Once that's sorted, come back here and we'll do the rest together. It takes about 2 minutes from this point. Go to claude.ai/download. You'll see two options, Mac and Windows. Pick the one that matches your computer and let it download. Linux is not supported at the moment. So why download a desktop app instead of just using the website? Because Cowork needs to run on your computer, not just in a browser tab. It needs to access your local files and stay open in the background, and execute scheduled tasks while you do other things. A browser tab cannot do any of that. The desktop app can. Open the file once it downloads. On a Mac, drag the Claude icon into your Applications folder. On Windows, follow the setup wizard. It's identical to installing any other app you've ever used. Open the app and sign in with your Anthropic account. This is the same account you use on Claude.ai. If you don't have one yet, again, you can create it on Claude.ai and get the subscription before signing in here. Now, once you're signed in, look for the mode selector. You'll see Chat and Cowork. Click on Cowork. This is an important distinction because chat mode and Cowork mode are not the same thing, even though they look similar at first. Chat is like sending a text message. You ask, it answers. The conversation ends. Cowork is more like having a dedicated office. Everything you set up in there stays. It remembers you, and it's organized around how you work, not just what you ask last. Everything for the rest of this tutorial lives in Cowork mode. Make sure you're in the right one before we move on. Before we create any folders or build any agents, I want to show you two things that make all of that actually powerful: connectors and plugins. Think of it this way. An agent without connections is like hiring someone who has never seen your office, has no access to your files, and doesn't know what tools your team uses. They might be smart, but they can't actually do much. Connectors and plugins fix that. Connectors link Claude to the apps you already use every day: Google Drive, Gmail, Google Calendar, Slack, and more. Once connected, Claude can read your emails, find your files in your Google Drive, and check your schedule. It uses all of that as context when helping you. To add one, open the sidebar, click Customize, find the Connectors section, and hit the plus button. A directory opens, choose one, click Connect, and sign in with that account, and then done. Let's connect Google Drive together. Click Connect, sign in with your Google account, approve the permissions, and done in under a minute. Once connected, you choose when Claude uses each service. In the prompt area, click the plus icon, hover over Connectors, and toggle on whatever you want active for that specific task. You're always in control of what it can see. Plugins are pre-built packages of skills. Each one is designed for a specific type of work and comes already set up with the right tools and behaviors for that domain. A good way to think about it, connectors give Claude access to your data, and plugins give Claude the skills to use that data well. To install one, go to Customize, click Browse Plugins, find what you need, and click Install. After that, activate plugin skills by typing // in the chat, or click the plus button to browse what's available. Now, we're ready to build your first folder. In Cowork, Anthropic calls these projects. Each one is a completely separate workspace with its own instructions, its own memory, and its own access to whichever connectors you've set up. Think of each folder like a different employee at your company. One handles writing, one handles client emails, one handles research. They all work for you, but each one has a different job description, a different personality, and access to different tools. This is what makes Cowork so flexible. You don't need one AI that tries to do everything. You build specialized workspaces, each set up perfectly for one type of work. Same AI, completely different behavior in each one. To create a folder, look for the option to add a new project in the sidebar. Give it a clear name. For this tutorial, we're creating one called script writing. When the folder is created, Cowork automatically set up two files inside. The first is called claude.md. This is where your instructions live. Think of it as the onboarding document for this specific workspace. Everything you want Claude to know about how to work here goes in this file. The second is memory.md. This is where Claude stores things it needs to remember between sessions, not just instructions, but context that builds up over time. Client names, project notes, ongoing preferences, it persists across sessions so you never have to repeat yourself. You don't need to open or edit either of these manually. In the next lesson, we're going to fill them in through conversation. Your folder exists, but right now it's empty. It has no idea who you are or what you do or how you like things done. Before it can be useful, you need to teach it. Here's a part that surprises most people. You don't do this by editing files or writing code. You just have to have a conversation. You tell Claude what you want, it asks you the right questions, and then it writes its own instructions from your answers. I'm going to give you a prompt that handles this entire process. You can use it for any folder you ever create. It works for writing, client emails, research, social media, internal reports, anything. Save this prompt. It's one of the most useful things in this tutorial. You can copy it in the description below. Now, after you send that, Claude starts the interview, one question at a time. You answer in your own words as naturally as you explain something to a new colleague. There are no wrong answers. Pay special attention to step 8, reference materials. If you have past script, an email you're proud of, or any document that shows how you write, upload it. Claude will read it, understand your style from it, and build into agent rules. You're not just describing your tone of voice, you're showing it. That makes a huge difference. When the interview is done, Claude writes everything into claude.md automatically. From that point on, every time you come back to this folder, your agent already knows how you work. You go straight to the task. And because this is just a conversation, you can change it anytime. Open the folder, say something like, I want to update my tone of voice rule, and Claude will update the setup for you. Your agent improves as your work evolves. You've set up your connectors, installed your plugins, created your folder, and built your agent. Now, let's actually use it. One of the most powerful features I want to show you is scheduling. This is the moment where Cowork stops being a tool you use and starts being a tool that works for you. Think of scheduled tasks like a standing order at a restaurant. You place the order once, every Monday, bring me this, and it just shows up. You don't call every week, you don't re-explain what you want, it just happens automatically. That's exactly what Cowork scheduling does. Daily, weekly, monthly, you define the task once and Claude handles it on time, every time. To set one up, look for the scheduling option in your sidebar, or when creating a new task, choose your frequency and write out exactly what you want Claude to do each time it runs. Here's a simple and useful example to start with. Every Monday morning, check my Gmail for unread emails from the last 7 days. Summarize the 5 most important ones. For each one, include sender, subject, and 1 sentence on what they need from me. Flag anything that looks urgent. Press enter, and that's your first automated task. Every Monday, Claude will run this, pull from your Gmail, and have a clean summary ready for you. One thing to know, Cowork currently needs the desktop app to be open and running to execute scheduled tasks. Your computer needs to be on and the app needs to be active, so keep that in mind when you plan what to schedule. As you get comfortable, you can build more weekly research digests, daily to-do summaries, automatic draft replies to a category of emails. The logic is always the same. Write the task once and let it run on its own. Let's take a second to look at what you've actually done in this tutorial. You installed Cowork and connected your apps. You set up plugins that give your agent pre-built skills. You created a dedicated folder for one type of work. You built an AI agent by having a conversation with it. Gave it reference materials so it understands your style. And set up a recurring task that will run on its own every week. That's not a small thing. Most people who download Claude use it like it's a search engine. What you've built is completely different. You have a personalized assistant that knows how you work, has access to your tools, and runs certain tasks without you having to ask. The next step is to keep building. Create a new folder for a different type of work. Use the same setup prompt. It takes about 10 minutes each time. And every folder you build makes your whole workflow more efficient. In the next video, we're going to go deeper. I'll show you how to stack connectors for multi-setup workflows, how to build and install custom plugins, and how to get multiple agents working together on the same project. Subscribe so you don't miss it. If this helped you, share it. There are a lot of people trying to figure out how to actually use AI in their day-to-day work, and this is one of the most practical starting points I know of. See you in the next one.